we have a better hour for this. Improve your office and household system of functioning. Keep your table, drawers, wardrobes clean and well organized. See, if you visit any hostel room of a student, you will find mesh in the room, something lying here and there. So that is a misarrangement. And in industrial engineering, in mechanical, there is a system 5S. 5S is a philosophy which is given by Japanese, by which we can arrange our office, our room, our workplace better way. So that is the housekeeping or 5S system. Be a more organized person, a place for everything and everything at its place. So these are some tips which are for the time management is required. So Duke of Wellington, who was Duke of Wellington? Can anybody tell me? Duke of Wellington was one of the British viceroy. British time, one of the viceroys, Duke of Wellington, and he gave the 3 principles which are even relevant today, which are also, you can say, practical today. First rule he gave, do the business of the day in the day. Whatever you planned for today, try to complete the same day. Planning is important for the better achievement, success, or improving performance. Second rule of Duke of Wellington is place for everything and everything in its place. Whatever we should find some place for whatever we want to do. So that is important. And third rule is, I will get upon my horse and take a look and then tell you. Third rule is even relevant today. Number of companies are using this marketing strategy related with third rule. See, TV advertisement are not very powerful nowadays because everybody understands that these bloody actors are taking money and they are telling false for some product, something. So people are not, you can say, impressed with the TV ad. So what is the new method companies are using? They are giving, suppose, tell you which is really used by the companies. Suppose a company which is producing a pressure cooker or new mixie. So they give the 10 mixies free to the customers. And they say, use it. And if you satisfy with this, tell your experience to your friends or your colony. So that is the third rule. I will get upon my horse and take a look, then tell you. Means you can use it. And if you are happy, you can tell other your friends so that they can better convinced with the product or they can use. So this is a very important marketing strategy for used even nowadays. Third rule. Yeah, 80-20 principle. Increase time spent on high payoff items. See, this principle is very true even today. 80-20 rule says that we can accomplish 80% of our results with 20% of our effort. 80% task हम 20% effort से achieve कर सकते हैं. Okay? And remaining efforts are not very, very important. Cell phone. Everybody is busy in the phone nowadays, correct? So use phone effectively, avoid its overuse, don't have long-winded conversations on the phone because this is a time waster. Cell phone. And nowadays, very number of things are available, WhatsApp and different sources are there to waste the time. Be punctual. Okay? Class timing is different, but people are coming late or students are coming late. So punctuality is important, right? Get the power of pen. See, this is very important rule of time management. See, as a person, we have to play number of roles. Bollywood actors are playing 1 or 2 roles, but we people are playing more roles in the life. We may be a parent, we may be a teacher, we may be a husband, we may be wife, we may be son of some. So number of roles we have to play. And for this, what we do to succeed all the roles, we should use the pen. What pen do? That I tell you. So get into the habit of writing things to do. We should write on a piece of paper or diary that what you want to accomplish tomorrow. So we will not forget anything. If we don't write, we may forget something and we have to come back. Suppose after your busy day, when you are reaching home and you have to take some vegetable for the evening and you forget it and then your spouse or wife told you go back and bring. So that is a problem. So number of such things are there, so we can make a habit to write things to do. You can note down on a piece of paper what you want to accomplish tomorrow or next week or next month. That will be better practice and important rule of time management or managing time. Our mind is best used for the big picture rather than all these details. I think you are aware that we have a very good brain. God has given a brain to every one of us, but we are not using it. Einstein and Newton have used 20% of their brain only. 80% bekar gaya, left, because they left the world and it goes. We people, we are teachers, so we might be using 10%. But a typical person is using 2% or 5% of the brain in whole life. Brain is very powerful. It's a supercomputer. No computer is as equal to our brain, right? So we can use our brain for the different important tasks instead of these details ki sabzi lani hai ya usse milna hai ya wo karna hai. So that's why we can write these things in the piece of paper. The details are important, but we can manage them with the pen. Writing things down, helping us to more easily remember all that you need to accomplish. These are very simple but important, powerful tools. Do daily planning. Budget your time. People do not plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan. So planning is important. You should plan for tomorrow. You should plan for the next week, what you want to do. Plan your work and then work your plan every day. And write up to do a list to accomplish what you have to and what you want to. See, number of things we want to do, but we do not have the time to complete that, to achieve that, to perform that. So that's why if we write the things, have to means which is very important, you have to complete anyway, anyhow. Things which we want to do means something which are important, but lack of time, we are not getting done or doing that. And then after writing the list, we can prioritize. If the list is very long, then you can prioritize your work into important and urgent. First category, important but not urgent, urgent but not important. So we can divide the list into three types, three categories like this, and we can manage the things to complete. You may not get everything done. What will result? If you follow this list, you may not get everything done, but you will get the most important things done. If you follow this practice, if a list is very long, we can achieve the important task, we can complete the task. Other thing is decision making. Some people make decision faster. Some are procrastinate. Some are make the delay in the taking decisions. You know, administration, with number of times you have to delay the decision, linger on the decision. That is also tactic. But we should decide quickly. Don't procrastinate. If you plan your day, then work your plan. You will get more done, feel a higher sense of accomplishment, greater self-esteem, and experience less stress and enjoy a restful night's sleep. If we follow this principle, definitely we are less stressed and we can have a better day. Another important task, practical deadlines. Goals without deadlines are dead goals. We should fix the deadline for every task, and that should be practical deadline. It may not be theoretical or which is not feasible. We should not make such deadlines. It should be practical deadline. Quantify the targets. Quantification makes target realistic. Suppose, see, every year people are making resolutions. Suppose one fat person decide to reduce the weight. That may be New Year resolution. He think that I will reduce my weight this year. One person. Another fat person decide like this, I will reduce 5 kg in the month of January. So which is better resolution? Second one, which is quantify. So we should quantify the targets. Quantification makes target realistic. If you don't quantify, it may not be real or may not be achievable. Be realistic. Take 1 or 2 tasks at a time. See, we should consider the constraints and limitations of ourselves, and we can take only 1 task or 2 tasks at a time. Focus on 1 or 2 tasks. When you achieve 1, then start the next one. So these are some tips which are important for the, just might be workaholic, not alcoholic. Workaholic means how? So work is as essential as food, water, and air. See, no person can live without work. We can say some person you can enjoy 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. He can enjoy 7 day, but after a week he started crying. Give me some work, otherwise I will not survive. So work is very important. So work is as essential as food, water, and air. Work gives us aesthetic delight. People work for different reasons, but together they shape life and society. Participative work provides an opportunity for self-expression and self-development. So work is important, and we should be workaholic like that. Work can be play. If we do the work of our choice, we can enjoy it, we can complete like a play. Work can be creative. Human life minus work is nil, equal to 0. Economic development depends upon disciplined performance work. It is only through work that man can develop himself fully. It is the work that distinguishes. So our work should be, work may be anything, teaching, learning, whatever. We have the work that can be our target. Yeah, this is very true. Choose a job you like. Never work a day in the life. अपनी choice का अगर काम करेंगे तो definitely we will do it enjoyful. Work is our greatest guru. Work is our greatest guru because we can learn by working. Now some symptoms of workaholic. If 30 minutes is too long for a lunch hour, you might be workaholic. हमें आधा घंटा भी ज़्यादा लगे lunch के लिए तो we can say really we are become workaholic now. If you use your cell phone in the shower to return business calls in the morning before work, you might be workaholic. If elderly people tend to make you impatient, you might be workaholic. If you have not gone home early in the last 6 months, you might be workaholic. If a 3-year-old girl holding a fluffy bunny under her arm does not cause you to stop and watch, maybe you are workaholic. These are some symptoms how we can assess workaholicness. Yeah, this is very important. Deal politely and effectively with the wrong time callers or unwanted. Number of times we are receiving number of calls from the company for the loan for various reasons. We should not scold them. We should tell them politely because they are poor people. They are working for rupees 5,000, 10,000. This is a duty to just call you and ask whether you need the loan or not. So we should deal them with the politely and reduce time on taking and serving coffee. See, tea, coffee is important because it re-energizes. But we should not waste our time, more time on the tea, coffee. Yes. Use time savers like calculators and computers. Manage and attend meetings systematically. Have dynamic meetings. See, बहुत सारी meeting होती है. Some meeting are useless. They are not getting some outcome. So that's why we should avoid some meeting which are not useful to attend. Yeah. Some tips for the well-organized meeting. See, as an administration, as a professor, as a, you can say, manager, we have number of meetings to do. So in every meeting, but there someone leads, chairs or supports. Meeting should start in prompt time, focused discussion. We should stick to agenda. We should not divert from the agenda. Clear purpose or agenda first decided. And generally a good meeting should finish in 90 minutes. If it is going more than 90 minutes, we can say meeting is not effective or not good. And good preparation. We should prepare full before the meeting. Better preparation. Effort to reach conclusions via consensus. In the meeting, we should ask everyone that whether you are agree with this or not. So we can take consensus about some decisions in the meeting, and that is a better meeting symptom. Discussion of relevant matters in the meeting. Few interruptions, cell phone. It should be major interrupter. We should keep the silent or off mode. Everyone can contribute. In the meeting, we should involve everyone so that people feel that they are a part of meeting. It should not be a one-way meeting. Good listening. See, listening is very important. No, we should listen everyone. Whether it is absurd or some odd suggestion may be there, but you should listen carefully so that he feel at least he was heard before the taking decision. And on time. Meeting should end in the time, and rapid publication of results and further action. As minutes of meeting may be published in time. Very important, remain calm, control anger. Anger is the greatest enemy. We should avoid anger. Be specific and effective in communication. Listen attentively. Make best use of your PA. Suppose if we are a senior people, we have some PA. So we should not do the PA's task or PS task. We can divide the task. Do it today, do it now. Yeah, another important thing is multiply with networking. Networking means friends. So more than half of the average person's personal productivity and success depend on the contribution of others. Time management and personal productivity are significantly enhanced when we use the networking seriously. Some important basics of networking. Be cautious at the start, make the first move. Be prepared, help other people. Find the right approach. See, we should know when and what to be told to different persons. We should find the right approach for the thing. Avoid pressure. People like to be approached gradually, not hustled into listening, helping you. Yeah, time is important. So we should know what you want before you ask for it. Before asking, we should think it whether it is reasonable or not, or what we are telling, that is, check for reasonableness. Consider whether your request is reasonable. Respect other priorities. Be specific. Reciprocate. If we take some help from someone, we should reciprocate also. Give value, offer value rather than always trying to make a sale. Keep people informed. So these are some networking basics. Use people's names with respect. Say thank you. Start now, stay in touch, and the important is deliver on promises. Do not make promise which you can't deliver. Avoid over-reliance on one person can destroy the best of relationship. Be human. Email is another time waster, we can say. So email is a useful tool, but many feel, we are all teachers, we understand its importance, but this is important for the younger people who are looking the mail number of times and wasting time. So that's why I'm leaving this. Use the principle of one-time touch in all correspondence. Mail में भी अगर देखिए एक बार देख के उसका response दीजिए. If it is not important, we can leave it. Finish crucial task in one go. जो भी important task है उसको पूरा कीजिए. Start किया है तो no, you should not break or leave in between any task. Divide the complex tasks into parts and tackle them. Yeah, this is very important principle of management. Eat your dessert during your main course. Means whatever best you like, that thing you can do first or main course. Another important, tip 30% rather than 15% at the restaurant and enjoy the better service. See, tip is very common in everywhere. It's not a bribe. People call say service charge and service tip, and everywhere it is there. In US, Europe, everywhere you go, tip are very common and we can give. So give tip earlier before using the service. After then उसको लगेगा क्या पता देगा नहीं देगा चला जाएगा पता नहीं, तो पहले दीजिए so that you can get the better service. That yeah, develop resilience, convert every setback into comeback. We should have a cushion to listen the negative news also. Another, distribute the task to your subordinates. Another important thing is how to keep the subordinates enthusiastic. See, if a boss is loose, we can never expect our subordinates dynamic. So that's why we should play a role model. And one of the most important problem of management is how to keep subordinates dynamic and enthusiastic. So what to do for that? Set the pace. You can work in such a way that subordinates say, my boss is like that, so I also understand. Enthusiasm is infectious. If you do good, your subordinates also do better. Insist on high standards. The leader must define the objective and insist on the high standards of performance. Boss, appreciate the work of subordinates. Subordinates must be informed time to time how they are doing. So we can, and provide feedback. Feedback is very important, whether he is doing correct or not, we should provide feedback. And it is very common in teaching learning system. We are getting the feedback of our course also. Be accessible. See, some supervisors are reluctant to see and talk to their subordinates. So we should be accessible to the students or research scholars, we can say. Encourage subordinates to participate. Now, these are some tips. Now we see some facts and figures of the managing time. What are the facts? We can see some here. 20% of the average workday is spent on crucial and important activities, while 80% on average time, daily time, is spent on the things which has no value or little value. The average working person spends less than 2 minutes per day in the meaningful communication with their spouse. If we don't manage time, such situations are there. Meaningful communications, please understand, meaningful. 90% of divorces are caused by a lack of communication. These are some facts which are existing in the lack of time management. Average working person spends less than 30 seconds a day in meaningful communication with their children. These are true for practical or managers also, because we have teachers, so we have more time, but the industry people are more busy than. Yeah. Daily, there are 17 million meetings in America. And in the meetings, 6 out of 10 people daydreams. सोते हैं मीटिंग में, नहीं? 6. 40% of working people skip breakfast. 30% skip lunch due to the working pressure. If we don't follow the time management principles, this is there. Average American watches 28 hours of TV per week. 49% of workers in America complain they are on treadmill. Means some stress is there. Anger. Angry people are twice as likely to suffer a heart attack than people with better control of emotions. So anger is the enemy. We should not, avoid the anger. Yeah, this is very important and proved medically also. 75% of heart attacks occur between the morning hours. This is medically proved and true, observed. And more heart attacks occur on Monday than on any other day of work. Because Sunday को enjoy किया, party से late आए, Monday को work का pressure, so Monday को ज़्यादा observed. Yeah. 25% of sick days are taken for illness. 75% leaves are taken for some other reasons. बीमार नहीं होते लेकिन sick leave लेते हैं some लोग, some people due to pressure. 75% of Americans complain that they are tired. 80% of crisis management are preventable. We can manage different crises if we follow the rules of time management. Good managers do not allocate their time to those who demand it, but rather to who deserve it. Time is very important and we should use it preciously. And very important is no. Most powerful word in the time management vocabulary is no. 70% business and professional people use to-do list to administer their task. 5% of business professionals use a to-do list on regular basis for their have-tos, but also their want-tos. Because some we want to do, but we don't have time, or we lack of time, we can't do. So this is there. Yes, this is, if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person. नहीं, किसी काम को फ्री आदमी को देंगे तो वो नहीं कर पाएगा. बिजी को दोगे तो वो टाइम निकाल के करेगा. This is true. Busy person can find time for. And this is very important, Parkinson rule. A project tends to expand with the time allocated for it. If you give one day, if you give yourself one thing to do, it will take all day. एक ही टास्क हम रखेंगे एक दिन का, पूरा दिन लग जाएगा. If you give 2 tasks, you can get both done. If you give yourself dozen things to do, you may get 12 done, but you will get 7 or 8 completed. Means what we can say, our target must be kept tight so that we can achieve. हम target को थोड़ा relax नहीं रखें. जैसे कि simple है. Suppose if a person is living in a single room, he is living in one room. But suppose he allotted a 3 BHK quarter. Then one day 3 BHK is also become short because things are spread like that. And the last is very important. Worry is misuse of imagination. We should not worry, leave the worry somewhere. Yeah, this is very true. We retain 10% of what we read. We retain 10% what we read. We retain 20% what we hear. We retain 30% what we see. We retain 50% what we hear and see. We retain 70% what we say, but we retain 90% what we do. जो अपने हाथ से करेंगे वो में ज़्यादा long lasting होगा. If you always do what you have always done, you always get what you always got. मतलब हमें कुछ ज़्यादा चाहिए तो we should provide the proper way. To change our output, we must change our input. Yeah. Now, Einstein has given a formula which is very less known to the world. Einstein के हमें scientific formula सबको पता है, मोहम्मद Einstein. But Einstein gave the formula for success. Einstein spent 5 years of his life in isolation. During that period, he gave this formula. So this is very less known to the world, and we will discuss what is this. I will tell you. Formula is S is equal to X plus Y plus Z. S denotes success. Now what are X, Y, Z? X is hard work. Right? Hard work is very important. If you have less talent, no problem. But if you are hardworking, you can one day achieve the task. So hard work is better, more important than the talent. Why? What is why? Rest, relaxation. Rest is very important because nights are created by God to take the rest. And rest re-energizes. We get a new energy after night because we take a rest. What could be Z? I'm asking to you. Anyone can suggest. X, Y we have seen. X is the hard work. Y is rest. What is Z? Think. What could be Z? Einstein's formula is X plus Y plus Z. X is hard work. Y is rest. What could be the Z? Any clue? Any guess? Commitment, whatever. You can think somewhere, something. What could be Z? Okay. So Z is very typical, straight. I will tell you now. Keeping one's mouth shut. आप कहेंगे सर आप 2 घंटे से बोले जा रहे हैं, हमें कह रहे हैं चुप रहिए, या टीचर बोल रहा है स्टूडेंट्स को कहता है चुप रहो, should not speak. Why it is true? How it is relevant? Tell me. This is true. Formula is given by Einstein. But why Z is relevant or why Z is true? Now we can discuss. Anyone can suggest why. See, I tell you a different thing for this. Can I have the marker or chalk? Yeah. Chalk is there. See, there was one psychologist and he was addressing a gathering. And in that gathering, there are different peoples are there. 60 years people like me were there. 30 years age people are also there in the hall, and 5 years children also there. A psychologist was addressing a gathering and different age people were there. Senior people like me, 30 years young people, and 5 years, 10 years children also there. So what he did, he draw a circle. He draw a circle and ask, what is this? People like me say, what is this silly question? This circle. Young people have told 2 answers, but the children has told 10 answers. Circle, sun, moon, ball, chapati, number of answers. So what is this? This is creativity. See, we are thinking out of the box. We have drawn a artificial boundary lines in our brain, everyone. Why? Because we don't have time to think beyond that, or not required also sometime. But a child is young, he can think any direction. So he told 10 answers, but we people 1 or 2. So this is the creativity. Creativity increases, or you can say creativity reduces with the age. Age increases, creativity reduces. I am less creative because I am senior citizen. I am less creative than you people. You are less creative than 5-year, 10-year-old children. Right? Why this is there? Because we have drawn our artificial boundary lines in our brain. So creativity reduces with the age. So this is the Einstein formula. And why Z is true? Because when we speak less, we can think more deeply, or we can analyze more deeply. So that's why he said speak less, work more. कम बोलोगे तो ज़्यादा deep में सोच सकोगे आप, analyze करोगे. And that is required. And that's why Z is correct, keeping one's mouth shut. So this is the Einstein formula, which is I want to discuss with you. Now we can see the concluding this session. See, everyone are president of a company, which is me incorporation. Everyone is like a company because we have number of tasks to do. Good time management requires what we want, what we get, what we have to get done, but more important, what we want to get done. जो हम करना चाहते हैं वो पूरा कर सकेंगे. It means that is we are following the better time management. And 5 suggestions. First, plan your day every day, preferably the night before. Prioritize the task in order of their importance. Second, overplan your day to take advantage of Parkinson's law, which teaches that a project tends to take the time allocated for it. एक project कोई activity के लिए हम 10 दिन देंगे तो 10 दिन में भी कर पाएंगे. If we take 5 days, we can complete in 5 days. So it depends on how we keep the deadline. Second. Third, work with a clean desk and work environment. Proper arrangement, working arrangement of your room, your office, your house, your everything. We can apply 5S in all areas. Fourth, restrict meetings. Always ask before going to meeting, do I contribute anything to this meeting? Do I get anything of value from this meeting? If the answer to both questions is no, try to find a way out of attending the meeting. Meetings sometimes is time wasting. Some are good, some are not. So that's why this is the. And the last, handle paper just once. Whatever comes to your table, try to use in one go and finish it. So these are something which I wish to discuss with you, time management. Thank you. Any query, please? Any query, any suggestions? Because all we are teachers, we are all senior people. So anything you want to suggest or do? No query, no suggestions? Okay, then thank you. Thanks a lot for patience hearing.
There are online participants.
No problem. We will.
So, Professor Tangyach is open for the question session now. In case if you have any question to ask from him, online participant, you can please write your questions if there are. Chat.
So tomorrow again we meet, and tomorrow I will receive no query. Then tomorrow I will tell you the other topics, that how we NBA is assessing the files. That is one session. Another, how we can avoid stress. These two sessions I will take tomorrow. Thank you. No query. Even some queries there, we can speak tomorrow. You can ask me. Thank you.
So if there are no queries, I'll take 1 minute, sir. So if there are no queries, we would like to thank Professor Tangyach, and I request Professor Soumitra Devnath from Department of EC to hand over a small token of appreciation for the talk which you have delivered for this FDP to Professor Tangyach. Thank you so much, Professor. So by this talk, now we are ending the session for today, and we will be meeting tomorrow. We'll be starting sharp at 10 a.m. here in the same venue, LT5. So we stop for the day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. All